Welcome back to the Kill Show. We missed yesterday, Wednesday. We kind of changed things up because we've been streaming so much this week. But we will be back next week. I think we're going to change the date. Did we go Tuesday?
Yes, I think so.
All right, so the new Kill Show date will be Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Nope, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. We have a guest with us tonight, Mr. Demo Vapes. Welcome, Demo. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Sherlock.
This is Demo Vapes, everybody. You can go check out his channel. Drop some links in the chat for us, will you please?
I'll do that.
He's got some great content, so I highly recommend you check him out. A lot of stuff going on right now. Some updates for you guys. The Cole Bishop amendment was pulled from the budget bill, so we took the big L right there, but that leaves us alive to fight another day. Not the worst case scenario. They could have bastardized the Cole Bishop and put some really effed up stuff into it and passed that, which would have made it really, really hard to change in the future. So, you know, silver lining with that one. But we did want to update you guys. That happened yesterday, kind of late in the afternoon. And yeah, so those giveaways are now closed. They've been closed since yesterday. So sorry to anybody who submitted after. We really want to encourage you guys to keep reaching out, though, because we will try to introduce more legislation and things in the future. So please don't stop contacting your representatives. It's really important that we make our voices heard. Mm-hmm. Now we're on to the potential flavor ban by the FDA. The FDA has currently opened submissions. So they're currently taking in submissions for pretty much people's opinions on flavors in vaping. There are links in the description of this video to the actual press release by Scott Gottlieb about the wanting submissions from the community. And so really, best thing to do there would just be to be truthful about your experiences with flavors. They're trying to weigh the potential, I guess, harmfulness versus the benefits of flavors in vaping. So when you contact them and do your submission, be polite, be respectful, stick to facts, stay on topic with flavors. And for instance, for me, when I quit smoking, first, when I was at the counter, I was like, hey, what do you have that's like a Marlboro Light? And I tried a whole bunch of different stuff, and it was complete garbage. And it wasn't until I found a strawberry flavor that I was able to stick with vaping. So that's just like a abridged, mild form of something that I would submit. And just show your support for flavors and, you know, that you like the different options and flavors, and it helps keep you away from cigarettes or whatever the case may be. Do you have anything to...
I mean, if you're feeling ambitious, they have description or instructions on how to submit your things through snail mail, through the post. You can also submit things anonymously through the post as well. If you'd like to do that, just look at the instructions on the page that posted down below. It'll tell you all the addresses and what to say if you want your stuff to be confidential. I don't know. Somebody was saying on one of our previous live streams that it's actually more effective if you send it through mail because there's like laws requiring they have to actually open and read every single one of those. I'm not sure how true that is, but it does seem to be more impactful going that way. So, I mean, that's what I'm planning on doing as well as submitting electronic one. If you guys really care a lot about it, I would definitely suggest doing both. But at a minimum, you should do the digital comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, there are links in the description that'll take you to the press release and the corresponding site to submit your digital submissions. Have you done yours yet, Demo?
I have not, actually. I'm going to do that as soon as this is done.
We have 90 days, so.
Yeah. No, I have not yet. I've been sort of crafting a response in my head.
Right, yeah. They did, the amendment wasn't voted out. It was pulled out of the bill. It was just kind of scrapped. And with this flavor ban, it's not a flavor ban yet. They're kind of gathering input to make up their mind as far as what they would like to do. We're not going to come out of this with everything that we have now. There will be some sort of I don't know how to put that. There's definitely going to be some sort of restrictions, I'm sure, placed on it, but we really need to fight for the majority of it and hope for the best. That's why this is equally as important as the Cole Bishop, supporting Cole Bishop was. We need to really show up in numbers to make our voices heard yet again.
Right. Yeah, and this one, too, is actually interesting. Like, there were a lot of people that were pretty negative about the Cole Bishop thing. You know, they can point at us and laugh in hindsight, saying that what we did nothing, but our voices were heard, and it was really kind of inspiring to me to see everybody that ended up reaching out and all the submissions that we got and how many people were out there, and that definitely did not go unnoticed. Don't think that it did. This flavor thing is you know, even better because these are actual comments that they are requesting from you. So they are absolutely going to be reading those. They're absolutely going to be going through those. So don't neglect this either. And if you think that, oh, they're just taking comments just to placate things, look, Gottlieb is actually very friendly to Vapor. And if reading his comments and looking through them the other day, it's actually kind of, it gives me a lot of hope because the way that he talks about how flavors, you know, there's a risk because they can be enticing for children or whatever. But he also says that he knows people personally that quit using these, you know, candy type flavors. So I don't think it's as like dismal as a lot of people are framing it. I actually do think that we have somebody that is more or less more friendly than a lot of other people were to the vaping industry. So make your comments heard. And if we don't get drowned out by whatever, something for tobacco-free kids, Truth, like those types of organizations, because they will also try to rally their people as well. Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure that we are doing this to try to show at least that there are, you know, there's at least a large contingent of people that care about this and want to see it, you know, not go away, the flavors.
Right. We have a meeting next week with our sources in Washington. So once we find out more of what's really going on, what they're looking for, we'll put together a video that's much more clear and concise about what we recommend you guys do. But in the meantime, I would highly recommend you at very least go check out the page, read the press release. You really get a good feel from where Gottlieb's coming from, and his tone is kind of encouraging. So we'll have more information about that. We're going to talk about that periodically through the stream. Resources are linked in the description. And besides that, what we have going on, we have DMO here. He's going to be building some coils during the stream. And we have the VLS RDA by OUMIER. OUMIER, really?
It's French.
Oh, by OUMIER. And so we're going to be taking a look at that. Let me show you guys that real quick. Oh, yeah. Pretty plain packaging. Not the worst thing in the world. This is a really unique RDA. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
Don't tell that to Stan.
Oh, yeah. Stan's is kind of similar, right?
Well, the VLS is a
thing.
vertical coil, and it's like his #1 competitor, I think.
Oh, really?
As far as I know.
Vertical, huh? You know, you don't have to do it vertical. You can do it horizontal, too.
Yeah, no, I know you don't have to do it vertical, but all the builds that I've seen in it were vertical.
I was looking at it running it like single coil.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk about that. Because I guess I didn't even see that you could run it vertical. Can I have the Coil Master kit, please? So really, because of, here, I'll just show you. It's easier to visualize with hate these stupid kits. It's so
I just had to throw away like 6 feet of my Coil Society ribbon because it was kinked up.
Oof. All right. So we're gonna take a coil and we're gonna do one of these, right? And so here are the different ways to do it. You could either put it in like this because there's 2 posts or like post holes-ish kind of things here at the bottom. So you could either insert it like this down into those. So you got one of those, and then same thing on the top. You can go like that, right? Or if we put the coil, there's no pliers in that kit. I hate that. If we take this back out like that, you can do them, or wait, would it be the same way? Vertical. Yeah, it would be this. All right, hold on. I don't need them right now. It would be like this, right?
This fucking kid.
Yeah, like this. So I'm gonna do them vertical.
I'm watching you on a delay right now on my screen because I can't on my end I can only see your front view. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna build this right now. DMO's rocking some. What are you building?
we're building some interlocking Freelians.
Interlocking frame.
Which is also what I'm running right now in this Aquitas RDA.
What's that mod you're using?
Double barrel Squid Industries.
Oh, I want one of those.
One of the smallest dual 18650 regulated mods that I've ever seen.
Oh, it's regulated.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a screen on it?
It's got a little, got a little screen up top.
Okay, cool. We'll have to switch back to that.
Super basic.
Yeah, I love that. I was actually looking at the, what was it?
It's just a power mode.
The Noisy Cricket V2 where it has the variable voltage.
I love that thing.
Oh, you've used one of those too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never owned one. My buddy had one.
I had a few problems with mine. It's certainly not the most reliable mod. At least, I mean, it's super cheap.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I think there was something for like $26 right now or something. I mean, it's a few years old.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. I'm surprised it's not like $10 now.
Oh, they're so cool though. You could do parallel series and regulated, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can do parallel series and regulated series with a potentiometer type of thing, but it's not really a potentiometer. Like, it needs to read the resistance first and all this crap. I don't know. Like, what I would set it on the series regulated, and it would always fire at maximum voltage for like a second until it like figured out what I had on it, and then it would like throttle it back. So wasn't my favorite for that. And I don't know if my experiences were shared by anybody else, but that you know, whether I got a bum one or what, but
right.
This is one hell of an interesting RDA.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about it, so I'll be curious to see your thoughts.
I mean, kind of right off the bat, the biggest thing that me and Kenny both noticed was that it kind of seems cheap.
The finishes.
Yeah, the finishes, it just kind of seems cheap. I have no idea about the functionality because we haven't used it yet, but
What does it cost?
No idea. I haven't even looked into it. I just got them yesterday.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, let's find out. Got my iPad all pulled up here.
Okay, there's one.
You can get it on 8Vape for $22.99.
All right. So it actually does not feel cheap for $22.99.
Let's see if I can get it on any other websites. Seems kind of tough to find except for on China websites. And eSiggity has it for $19.99.
Is that a US base?
Yep, eSiggity is US based.
So $20, huh?
$20.
Is Stan pissed?
Oh, he's talked shit about it before.
Has he tried it yet?
Oh, Mr. Just Right's here in the chat.
Oh.
No. Oh, okay. I gotta
I don't
send
know.
him.
I haven't heard his thought.
Yeah, let me get you a link, bud.
I haven't actually heard Stan VLS. I know that Just Right has his quite a bit.
Shit.
All right.
You there? Uh-oh. What did I do?
I think he muted himself.
Oh.
I'm here. I just muted myself because I'm about to spin up my drill. And I'm assuming that you and everyone in chat would rather not hear like the entire time during this stream.
All right, I guess so.
Joel, link sent, bud.
Yeah.
All right, let me get focused down here a little bit better. There we go. All right, not having both tools, access for both tools right now is kind of a pain in the ass. There we go.
Yeah, well, besides not having pliers, that's my biggest issue with that Coil Master Mini too.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
How did it come out?
Oh, I was just straightening some wire.
Oh boy. Not even gotten into the nitty gritty yet, huh?
Not at all. I still got to do a decor and.
Fucking amateur.
Kenny would have been done by now.
Kenny,
Would've
you're not
had
even building
4 of them
anymore.
made.
What are you talking about?
Yep, I'm so good I retired.
It's like mastery is one of those really important things in people's lives, and there's nothing more for you to master, you know?
Oh, what is going on with this
Right.
deck? Look at this shit.
The whole deck spins.
Is it supposed to do that?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
That's crazy.
it's reverse threaded. Why? Is there a point to that? Anybody in chat?
What's
let
part
me know?
reverse threaded?
The deck.
Like,
Here, I'll show you. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Oh right, because it's reverse threaded.
oh, I see. I'm watching now. Maybe so when you tighten your airflow, it's doesn't unscrew.
Or maybe you can change out the posts. Did you see there are screws on the bottom of them?
Yeah, there's always screws.
On the bottom of the posts?
Mm-hmm. To keep them into the deck.
Yeah, but you can't normally
There's
change out.
always one for the negative post.
Right, but there's not always one for the positive post.
That's true. Normally they're built into the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You mean there's always one for the positive post, not
Right,
always
yeah,
one for the
yeah,
negative.
yeah.
Look, there's always a post, okay?
Posts everywhere.
See, I don't,
Interesting. So you can use different decks, apparently, according to the guys in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, someone else said so you can wick it.
I don't know why you would have to take it out. Oh, we'll see. They may be right.
Sherlock is just feeling his way through this one.
Yep.
That's what live streams are for, fucking around.
I don't like watching other people's reviews before I review a product. I don't know if
Right.
anybody's done this yet, but...
Oh yeah, there's reviews out there.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know, man. This thing's fucking weird.
Well, hey, what do you say?
What's up, Joel? Let's get
Another
you
day in
on.
paradise, man. Made it. One piece. Yes, I did.
Welcome, Vaping with Mr. Just Right. If you got drop your channel link in the chat.
I most definitely will. Most definitely will. So I see you guys are working with that VLS, the Lucid Killer.
The lucid killer.
Has anybody called it that?
I have. I call it the lucid killer all the time.
Oh man, Stan probably loves that.
Oh, he absolutely loves it. Man, honestly, for the money, $20, dude, is a damn good RDA. I don't know which one you have. If you have the Ultimate cap or which cap you have.
They sent me 3 of them. Yeah, I have that one. I'm building that one right now.
Dude, I love that thing. And it looks damn good on a lot of devices. And for the money, you cannot beat it, guys. I'm a cheap individual. I'm not saying I'm always cheap, but I don't typically like to buy really ultra high-end stuff. And it's not affordable for the average everyday consumer. You know
Right.
what I mean? At 20
Absolutely.
bucks, that's something that somebody can go take a chance on, try it, and see if they even like vertical coils. If you like what you get in the vertical coil and you like the build date that's in it, then you can possibly go out and spend a little bit more money on one of your more high-end, your Vanguards, your Lucids, something along them lines around the, $50 mark, $60 mark. Anything higher than that, I think, is just asinine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember back in the day when atomizers, any kind of topper would cost you 60 or more? Like you couldn't
Yeah.
get one for cheaper?
Yes, I do.
That shit sucked.
I luckily wasn't around during that time.
Yeah, I think it does come off to be able to wick it. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yes, it does allow you to be able to wick it downward if you build vertical. And they're supposed to be offering some different build decks for it as well, different style build decks. I don't
That's
think
cool.
all of them have been released as of yet, but I know that they are going to be releasing some.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And the caps are coming with the interchangeable deck. So you get like your Hadley style caps with the Hadley style airflow from the side, really notched out into the coils. It's a platform to build off of. And at $20, it's a hell of a platform to buy. Man, I want to thank you for the line that you sent me. That salted caramel is just about empty. I have killed that bottle. That is like my favorite one, guys. I mean, I'm typically a fruity guy, like the strawberry, mangoes, the pineapples. But no, this caramel custard, oh my word.
Oh man, so glad you like it.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
don't like it. I love it. And that's root beer. My wife doesn't even vape, but I put the root beer in the breeze the other day, and she hasn't given it back. I barely had it. She don't even vape. That's the damned of it. She doesn't even vape. Oh, man. So how's vape mail been for you guys today? I just got something I got to open up real quick. I'm not going to do it on camera because I don't know what it is.
Right. I just got these in yesterday. Other than that, I haven't gotten anything new lately. I have a bunch of shit that got sent to my old house in Pennsylvania that my dad went and grabbed for me. So those are coming down soon. I have no idea what they are.
Oh, by the way, Kenny, I talked to Brett over Cloudy Vapor Brett.
Yeah.
And he said he'd be down to work with you if you're interested.
Yeah,
so.
I talked to him yesterday. I forgot I had actually spoken to him at one point.
Thanks, DMO.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to reach back out to him.
Appreciate all the love there, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to promote, people one at a time. I don't want to flood him.
I remember that when I had to sit down with China and like, okay, who do we need to put on the vendors list or sampler list? Who wants to Sherlock Holmes? Who's a demo guy? I don't know demo.
Yeah, of course. All right, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm about to.
Did y'all submit your information to the FDA as to what flavors you like and so forth? What do y'all take on that? I kind of missed the conversation flying through traffic, but
I'll be right back.
Yep.
We have a meeting next week with. We spend a whole ton of money on people in Washington to know what's going on. Consultants, if you will. So we're meeting with them next week to really find out what the best course of action is. Like, what are the things we should say and stay away from? And then once we get that information, we'll go ahead and do a video on it. But as of now, from reading the press release and just from what it feels promising. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna walk away from it untouched. There's going to be some sort of something, but if we can get the numbers to really submit their opinions, I think we'll be able to keep most of what we have. I hope. I hope.
You know, the part that aggravates I don't know what your language tolerance is on your channel, but what really aggravates me, chaps my tail, is we would never had to been here had we done the right thing to begin with. Had people not done that stupid ass labeling for children and stealing other people's labels for it looks like a Sprite bottle or this and that. Yeah. We would never have to be. That would have been off the table because it would have never. Don't give the enemy ammo to use against you because you will be shot with. Right. And they won't shoot you once; they'll shoot you twice, unload and shoot you again.
Yeah, it's still going on too. Like it needs to stop, and it's just kind of rampant still, unfortunately.
Just kind of seems like a tragedy of the commons type situation. You know?
Don't make like a. Or you shouldn't bash them. You shouldn't bash them. Da, 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 da. No, hell no. You bash them. You bash them twice. Yeah. You know, when you see them at a venue, you see them at an event somewhere. Don't welcome them to sit at your table. Don't welcome them. You know, kind of blackball them. You know, let them know. Look, you're not welcome here, dude. What you're doing is wrong. And
it is. It's wrong. 100% wrong.
You got to treat them like a child. You want to act like a child, you're going to get treated like a child.
There's just no reason for it. Like, there's absolutely no reason for that kind of packaging.
Well, I mean, the problem is, like, because there's no regulation and people are just kind of being willy-nilly about the whole situation, I bet you that something that looks like a Skittles label probably sells fairly well, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of the landscape that we live in.
But, like, I don't know if it sells any better than a similar flavor without that packaging.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably when it sold better had they not been categorized on one list somewhere that everybody flocked to and said, okay, now that's marketing, that's publicity right there. You know, they're on the list. Those are bad guys. It's like the really hot girl in high school. You know, she always wanted to talk to the troublemaker. You know what I mean? The guy that's right out on the edge, because people live for that shit. You know, and it should never be that way. I mean, I can read. I'm an adult. You can print in bold, plain text what is inside that bottle. If it is something that sounds appealing to me, I will damn sure try it.
Right.
You know, you don't have to sell me a label. I mean, I'm more intelligent than that.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, our industry's played with it, and now we have to deal with the consequences, you know, and it really aggravates me because there's a lot of people who are going to be crying after the fact, well, no, I can't get this. No, I can't get this. Well, guess what? Had you done your part to begin with, you would never been here.
Right.
Was regulations coming? Yes, they were coming. I think we should have been regulated ourselves, you know, set ourselves goals, boundaries. And if you went outside those boundaries, you weren't welcome to an event. You weren't welcome to your Foxwoods. You weren't welcome to your showcases. You weren't welcome to your ECCs. You know, this also falls on the promoters of those events to say, look, we're not going to welcome that in our industry. If you have anything that falls within those categories, you will be asked to leave. No refund, no deposit back, nothing. You know, you abide by these rules or you don't.
Right. So, right. Yeah, and it is interesting the type of policing that the industry has done on itself. Like the good manufacturing practices that some manufacturers have signed off on, the diacetyl, diacetyl, however you feel about that one way or another. Like, it is a good thing that it was addressed. The aluminum oxide that was in unicorn milk for a while, that was addressed. So like it's nice seeing some of that stuff. It's the other stuff. I've heard different like takes on it too. I was talking with somebody, I think it was a production person about what the industry is doing, and she was saying like, maybe the way to go is to have the lowest possible bar, so that way they raise it to anything. But if you set a really high bar, then the government's going to come in and tell you to raise it even higher.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of do what she's saying there, but it should never been where we're at right now, because somebody should have been responsible and said, look, we're better than that.
It was greed.
Yeah, for sure.
It was greed. That's all it boils down to.
There was so much money to be made,
funneled through it. And I understand it is a global market. People forget that it's not just a U.S. market. It is a global market. So what's not accepted here is accepted elsewhere. But your packaging should reflect so.
Right.
And your advertising should reflect so. When they say it's appealing to children, dude, I've thrown away thousands of milliliters of juice that has been sent to me because my son looks at the label. He's 7 years old. If it looks like something that appeals to him, or he says, "Oh, that looks like it's a snow cone, or it's this, or it's that, or a gummy bear," I chunk the shit in the trash. And I sent the guy an email for a startup company. I was like, "Look, man, you don't want me to review your juice. Well, go ahead and do it anyway." I said, "Look, if I do the video, I'm dumping it out in the sink, and I'm throwing the bottles in the packaging in the fire, and I'm burning it in my backyard. Do you still want me to do the video?" "No, you know what? You're probably right." Okay. I mean, and then to see other people go off and do the review for the video, it's like, okay, man, where the hell are your morals? Where are your values? That you really don't care about this industry. You care about a view, a like, a click, a share. None of that means anything to me. If this is all gone tomorrow, everything we've done has been in vain. And that I have a problem with. You know, I get called out a lot because I'm very emotional. I get very passionate about what I believe in, what I stand for. I've been doing this for a long time. I just recently started a YouTube channel because I got tired of this antics that were going on in the background that nobody was saying anything about. You know, they should be, don't worry about if you're pissing somebody off. You know what I mean? You say what you got to say, and that's it. If you care more about pissing somebody off because, oh, that's a viewer right there. If the viewer can't deal with the truth, man, they still got a kidney buying frame anyway. You know, send them on their way.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's afraid to lose subscribers or to lose the views or to not get that new device from the company. And
go buy it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hashtag Team Free. The same reviewers that are out there that really want to get the stuff in from these companies and so forth are the same ones that are, oh, it's hashtag Team Free shit over there. Well, it's hashtag Team Free shit that I paid for, that I bought with my own money that I'm giving away.
Right.
So it's not free. I still support these companies 100%. I get asked by a shop owner the other day, man, how do you get all this stuff? Or how do they send you all this? I said, you know, about 95% of what I give away and what I've had on my channel, I've paid for with my hard-earned money. You know, I said, I've done consulting with these manufacturers over the years, and the money I make off that, I invest back into myself to give back to the people. So I'm really not making anything. I'm doing it for the passion. I'm doing it for something I love, something I care about. It saved my life. I hope it can save somebody else's.
Yeah.
But people don't view it like that. You know, there's, oh, I got this hemo mod and hemo this and hemo that. You're going to be hand checking your palm if you haven't done your part.
Yeah. It is funny. I do feel like there's like this cap that happens if you aren't just like true to yourself on YouTube. I feel like all the biggest channels on YouTube are the people that are divisive, and it's those channels that are kind of that mid-tier of popularity that are the ones that feel like they're just trying to milquetoast their way through. You know, how do I piss off as little people as possible? Yeah.
You piss off everybody when you do that. When you try to take the middle lane and not be true to yourself, there's always people on either side. You can't please everybody, so fucking say how you feel, you know?
Take it with a grain of salt, man. Some people love me, some people hate me. At the end of the day, none of them paid me, so I really don't give a shit.
Lewis, I really enjoyed your use of the word milk toast.
Did I use it right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, someone who's being a milk toast is being like very like, you know, sort of like, you know, like
it's like bland, right?
Not a strong person, right?
Right.
Can we call it demo toast?
Ooh, shots fired.
Well, excuse me.
I'm messing with you, Demo. I'm messing with you.
Right.
You guys know I give Demo a lot of shit. It's because I actually like the guy, you know, so I give him a hard time.
So much shit.
You talk shit to your friends, you know? That's how it goes.
That's why I give Stan such a hard time.
And why you call me Demo.
Yeah.
Demo, dude, I died the other day. We kept saying Demo and Vaping was just right. Or, I was like, all right, I can dig it. Yeah, vaping was right or vaping was just right. That's fine with me. That all works.
Did you guys drop your channel links in the description?
I'm going to do so right now, Papa Bear.
I think my subscribers will really dig your content, Joel.
I hope so. If not, I understand. You know, I'm not for everybody. I will put that disclaimer up right now. I am not for everybody. I know. I do give away a lot. I give back to the industry. I built my channel, a little introduction to myself. I built my channel on companies who care about the community, in which go above and beyond all the time to make sure that if somebody's falling on hard times, hey, it's okay to send them a bottle of juice on the house. You know, or if somebody legitly loses a mod or gets a mod stolen, and not them sob stories where people are got my mod stolen today and 120 mils of juice. Well, tough shit, Sherlock. I mean, you keep better care of your stuff. You know, so don't ever ask that word of mouth gets around that, hey, did you hear so-and-so lost their shit? Yeah, I kind of heard that. Well, what do you think about it? All right, don't worry about it. I'm already on top of it, sending them something, you know. And if it doesn't have to be new, you know, there's anything that I've done using, I put in a box and send to the Pay It Forward Army. And they give all that old stuff away to less fortunate people that have fallen just on hard financial times. You know, this last 2 years, our economy took a really big nosedive with the jobs. You know, a lot of people getting laid off, a lot of people becoming unemployed. And Pay It Forward Army stepped up to the plate. So, man, look, do not feel embarrassed to say, hey, look, I'm having hard times. I can't get this. I can't get that. I'd rather give you my old G box and you go buy a pack of cigarettes that you're going to go back next week and buy another pack and another pack and another pack and another pack. You know, and let me send you a bottle of Hometown Hero with my G box. And when you need juice again, order from Hometown Hero because, you know, they sent me the juice. So, you know, when you go to do business with them, do business with those folks.
Who is that, a charity that does that?
No, it's not a charity. It's actually just a Facebook group, and it's ran by Ms. Riz Coombs. She's very well known in the vape industry. But, man, they don't just take people's word for face value. They actually have like a little team of people that go back and investigate and look at these people's profiles and hand checks and so forth. And we've seen it where people are requesting stuff, and then they got, you know, a brand new mod hand check 2 days before.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna get nothing, you know. So there's no rhyme or reason as to how she does it, but they know they do their investigative work to make sure that it gets put in.
That's pretty cool.
People that need it.
I've never heard of them. That's awesome.
I show a lot of love to them, man. Anything that I'm done with that I know I'm not going to be vaping anymore, I've done my video on it, or it doesn't appeal to me, or even stuff I love that I know I'm no longer going to use, I box it up, run it through the sterilizer, package it up for them, and send it back. That's why I save all the boxes of everything I get, so that whoever gets it knows that it was cared for, and it's not just something that's been trashed.
Right.
Don't let my fiance find out about this group because she'll send all my stuff to them.
I'm going to definitely let her find out. I'm going to make her an admin of that group.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not down to give stuff to them, but I know that she'd send a lot of the stuff that is not giveaway stuff.
Oh, that was something that came up when I started my channel. You know, these companies send this reviewer that has 500,000 subscribers 20 units, you know, and they give away 5 units on their channel. Well, what happened to the other 15 units? Did you go check Vape Trader the next day before the product even releases and it's available on Vape Trader? People didn't like me talking about that, but guess what?
Does that happen?
Yes, it happens all the time.
What is Vape Trader?
Let me put it in my $2 sale. Okay, put it in your $2 sale. That's fine. But let the product release to the market first and then make it available. You know, or do it with all 20 devices you were sent, you know, or take 10 of the devices you were sent, raffle them off and donate that money to advocacy. Do that aspect of it, you know, instead of making it a business for yourself.
I kind of like it through the holes.
Dude, don't get me started.
Yeah, I like it without the holes.
It makes it a little warmer, a little tighter.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's better.
How'd you like that nudge, bub?
Oh, the nudge is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm really loving it.
I seen it sitting on that box. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of these single coil RDAs too, and it just has like the perfect airflow. The single coils, the ones that came with were amazing somehow. I'm running this thing at 55 watts, and it's like incredible. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Did you run with the restricted airflow or did you go with the wide open airflow cap?
The wide open one.
I would love to tell you guys my thoughts on the nudge.
Go buy one.
Damn it, DMO, did you not get one?
No.
What have I sent you? I sent you the Bravo, I could have swore I picked you a nudge. If not, you'll get one. I got one this week. You know, I feel bad.
No, I know I could just go buy one. I mean, just giving Joel a hard time because he said he would give me one, and then.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you bust his balls about it like 15 times.
I'll get you your nudge.
Joel, what do you do? What do you do for the companies? Can you say?
Consulting. You know, I see a lot of stuff that I don't show on camera that I get it, try it out, offer my feedback. Change this, this, and this, or I like this, I dislike this.
Gotcha.
Sign non-disclosure agreements and send it back to them. When they ask me for compensation, I've been compensated some financially, but full disclosure, anything I've ever been paid for from any vape company has gone right back into giving back to the community. I'll say that wholeheartedly. I mean, it's no secret. If there's a waffle going on to help somebody, I'll go buy $500 worth of spots. You know, why? Because it gives back to the community. That's
right.
That's part of it, man. Waterfall, they really embraced me from the get-go when nobody was paying attention or listening to what I had to say. They sat down and talked to me and said, hey, you're very knowledgeable of this, man. Can you have any ideas, anything you want to share with us? Sure, I'll go over some ideas with you, share some things with you. And they've utilized some they haven't. The biggest accomplishment that I've had or given credit for was the Bravo with Aaron Hart. And really all with that was just opinions. He showed me something. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Yes, no, yes, no. And that's the Bravo. Everybody's familiar with that one. Their Belisk box mod, the button design on that was mine.
Nice.
The concave button as opposed to what they had in the prototype phases. Just little things like that, you know, finishing color options. The red and gold was supposed to be a limited edition release that Waterfall did. They ended up not doing it, but they ended up sending me a couple of them anyway.
Wow.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I thought it looked better than that. Nothing against the gunmetal, but I just thought the red and gold just kind of really stood out and shelf appeal.
Hell yeah.
Somebody would have bought it.
Looks like the difference between like a $80 mod and like a $150 mod.
Yeah, I would buy that.
Well, they made 37 of them eventually, and I'll tell you how, I'm not afraid to say it. The resin that is here was supposed to be the same resin as the buttons. You were supposed to be given a 510 drip tip and an 810 drip tip from the same resin back.
That'd be so cool.
And sold as a limited edition thing, maybe marked up 10, 15 bucks, so that your matchy game was always going to be right.
Right.
You didn't have to go find that drip tip. You didn't have to go find the button replacement that's already there. And I think it would have sold phenomenally, but they decided otherwise. Or actually what it was is somebody got this mod, took it outside and threw it on the ground and killed that sales of that mod.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Who did that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't. Who did it?
No.
It's public knowledge.
No.
Yeah, it's public knowledge. Grim Green, he had his basilisk on the vape tour that he was on, and he dropped it like in the RV from like pocket height to the ground, and it just like shattered apparently. And then he and Dwayne went out when he got his replacement. He and Dwayne went out to the sidewalk and dropped it from about chest height onto the sidewalk, and it just like shattered apart.
Wow.
Was it thin resin or what was it?
Yes, it's a thin resin. There's no real frame to it, and that accounts for the weight that's in it. It really is just a resin frame with the chip screwed to it. It's
just a
refined.
resin mod. That would happen, yeah.
It could have been refined a little bit, and I actually proposed to them to build a subframe in it and still encase it in the same resin, just to give it a little bit more integrity and strength. Not to say they won't, but I know it's been put on the back burner for now.
That's too bad, because it's a beautiful mod.
I think it's a beautiful mod as well. The chipset in it wasn't the greatest either. You know, a lot of people gave it a hard time over its chipset, but it performs as any $80 mod should. As far as taking it out and throwing it on the ground or dropping it, I've had this one since prototype, and I've used it every day. I mean, it's beat up on the bottom, and it performs perfectly because I take care of my stuff. It's a life-saving device. Treat it as such. Treat it like you would treat your .45 handgun. Treat it like you would do your 9mm pistol. You don't take your 9 outside and throw it on the pavement. No, it's a life-saving device. Treat that the same way, and it'll last you a long time. If you neglect it,
that's a good way to look at it
around somewhere, then don't expect it to last.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever really thought of my mods as a life-saving device before, but that's certainly what it is. I try to take good care of my mods, but I always drop them.
Just like
not intentionally, yeah. My cell phone, I drop everything though, so it's not like a mod exclusive thing.
Yeah, when we first got these mics, he dropped it right on the ground. First thing he did.
Yeah, these things, they're like $300 mics. These Sennheisers, within 30 seconds, I dropped it on the ground, right out of the box.
A good friend of mine, vaping with Twisted 420. He's notorious for dropping shit. I'm talking about brand new phones. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Like, take care of that. And I don't think he does it intentionally. He really does just have butterfingers. It's like he stuck his hand in a Crisco jar one day and never washed them off or something, because he drops everything.
So you can see the cursor on the screen.
Finally ready to fuse this interlock. If anybody watches my build streams and like on Instagram and stuff, you probably think that I build at like 1 coil per year rate, but like, you know, it's just because I'm live. Like,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's ever seen my build streams, I open a pack of waterfall coils and slap them in and be done with it. Start vaping just as quick as possible because they perform absolutely wonderful for me. I've made that very clear. I do keep the box of Tanthal wrapped coils from Coil Master, and I test every RDA, RTA, anything that comes my way with this, because typically this is what your beginner vapor is going to have, and that's what they're going to put in there because they're already pre-built. They're cheap. It's $4 for 100 coils. If it doesn't do good with that, it automatically gets a scratch in my book.
See, that's a really good idea, trying to take as many variables out of the equation as possible.
Don't forget the beginning vapor, because we were all beginners at one time.
Right.
Some people may not, nothing against people who go off and spend $20 for a pair of coils. That's perfectly fine. But some people cannot afford that. Some people still are looking to vaping to save money from what they're paying in cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
That little sucker right there can do all the difference in the world. And if it's cheap and affordable, people will use it.
How they perform well?
Yes, these, I order them all the time. This is probably like the 50th box of these 100-pack coils I've ordered from Coil Master. It's $4.99 for a 100 set of coils.
That's a great price.
Can you buy those Watofo coils that came with the nudge?
We are working on it right now.
I want more of them.
I've already mentioned it to Leon. I said, look, brother, we got to get them coils available to the market. And another thing, change the damn packaging. It is not all cotton or coils or competition wire. Change the packaging. I said, just put it in a clear bag and let them decide what it is.
Yeah.
So, Hometown Hero, guys, how am I just now hearing about y'all?
Dude, it's kind of crazy. Like, we've been told we are the largest e-juice company that no one's ever heard of. Yeah, we're in over 3,000 stores across the country. We've been in more stores than that even. And we've always just like been very like direct marketing, and not so much with the digital media presence. And we're just now starting to dive into that with bringing Kenny on with us and working on our Instagram page and working for, you know, getting more influencers and stuff like that on the team. So it's kind of an interesting transition because we all came from a direct marketing background, all the people that you know, started the company. So it was just something that was outside of our wheelhouse, and it worked really well to get where we are. It's just a matter of needing to get larger than that now.
Well, from what I had in the root beer float, man, was phenomenal. But there was a little pamphlet inside this box.
Oh, yeah.
And on this box, it says, it gives you a story about how you started and so forth. But the second paragraph is what really I got to give a lot of credit to. We do donate 1% of our profits to the disabled American veterans, an additional 1% to the artists who create our beautiful labels, the label art. Thank you for choosing Hometown Hero. Man, the fact that you donate anything back to the disabled veterans will always have my utmost respect, because without them, there's no way we would be afforded the opportunity to sit here and have this live stream right now.
Absolutely, man. It was day one. Yeah, we did that since we were literally 2 people. So, you know, even back before we even had real money to donate, we were donating what we could.
And that's respected. I want you to know that. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, I was never an active service member, never got to serve. My granddaddy, retired Air Force, he raised me. So I was raised to show the utmost respect to your veterans, regardless what kind of position they're in or what life choices they may have made. They made one life choice that enables us to be free today. and that was go serve our country.
Yeah.
Whether they were whatever come of their careers or what they done afterwards, that's their choosing. But they did make the decision to go serve our country and fight for our freedom, which is something I absolutely respect. I do not play when it comes to veterans. If you don't know, if you win a giveaway on my channel, veterans, it's always free. Shipping, everything free. I always pack up the veterans something extra.
Yeah.
It's the least I can do to give back. I don't have much to give back, but what I do have, I will give. And it always goes to a veteran first.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
yeah, they're
thank you
actually
for that.
being modest with that 1%.
You don't do it to be bragging either. You know, like some people do things. For example, they sold a car at an auction, a really nice sports car. And it went all over the internet. So donated this from their sports car sales and this and that. At the end of the day, it was a tax write-off for that.
Right.
Don't give them accolades for a tax write-off. I'm a businessman too. I mean, I'm looking for tax write-offs every day.
Right.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, we've been told by people, like, why don't you guys go get one of those big novelty checks made and go, like, drop it off in hand and make it a photo opportunity. It's like, well, I mean, because that was, like, always, like, secondary to us. The giving was first. I mean, like, in honesty, like, we probably should, but it never even, like, we never even really thought about it before it was brought up to us.
That shows where your heart's at, where your intention's at.
Yeah.
This, all garbage.
Good. Look like it from here.
Fucking fail.
Hold on, go ahead
all
and show
good.
us that again.
Every one of them.
Sure, why not? Yeah, fine. I'm a human. Fucking failing real hard.
What
Lots
happened?
of little. I just like lots of little spots where it just seemed to like not lay down nicely. I don't know.
Boy.
I can't tell whether I was either giving it too much tension or not enough tension.
But does it vape?
I think it was too much tension.
It'll vape.
It'll vape.
It'll vape. This is for Homeboy OC, so that's not going to happen.
You're really working hard on trying to get one of those mods from him, are you not?
Oh, he's already got it. He's already got it coming my way, but you know, I told him I'd send him some coils. So
Ain't that sweet of you?
I want one of those mods real bad.
Desire. Have you guys had any experience with the Desire manufacturing company? They made the Mad Dog, the Raby, all them other mods.
I have not, actually. I've never even heard of them.
I've had experience with them, and I hope Homeboy OC has really made them step their game up for quality control. That's my only
Oh, those guys. We met them at ECC. They were very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Mubs?
Mubs.
Old Mubsy.
Who do you know anything about Mubs?
No, I do not know anything about him personally. I just know the products that I was sent a while back. They don't send them to me no more, but I was sent them at one point.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, they had some interesting looking stuff at ECC. They had this little weird cross pod system thing.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
Which looked nice because it had like a stainless steel finish and like this black, like acrylic almost over it. And when you actually took a drag off of it, their Desire Design logo would light up. And then the Homeboy box, they just had some prototypes there. I guess they weren't functional or something. Those looked really cool, but I didn't actually get a chance to try one out.
They look very interesting. I'm anxious to get my I'll end up getting one eventually, but I'll have to wait until they go down in price. What are they, like $100, something like that? Right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, 99 or whatever.
Yo, apparently the intro's playing, guys.
So you can upgrade unlimited minutes to it before you use it.
Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry for that. That's part of it, man. No.
It wouldn't be a live stream without a fuck up.
Yeah.
Have you seen a Tenacious Texas production yet?
Robo Stand?
I'm sure he's going to tune in a minute. What the hell are you talking about?
I sent him a text to see if he wanted to come on. I don't think I've heard from him yet.
Did you tell him I was going to be on? If you did, he probably said, nah, I'm good. I got to deal with him tomorrow, so I don't want to deal with him today.
Do you give shit to Stan as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Don't
yeah.
I give shit too, man.
Way more than I do.
If you don't know, me and Stan, before Vape Stew became a deal, we actually talked about the Dead Rabbit and the Drop RDA in comparisons via live stream, and that's what started Vape Stew. That was our very first episode.
Cool.
I still firmly believe the Dead Rabbit is my favorite RDA. He firmly believes it's a Drop is his, beside the LucidRDA.com, but beside the Lucid is his. One of his better.
Joel, have you actually put the Aquitas together, or are you still salty about the cuts on your fingers?
I'm still salty about the fucking cuts to my fingers.
What happened?
So the airflow adjustment ring that's inside of it, when I got the device, I wanted to take it apart to clean it. I didn't want to just throw a built in it vape, but I said I'll pull that inner ring out and clean it, make sure it gets nice and clean. But when I did, it slipped the shit out of both of my fingers. I'm talking about from end to end. I'm stuck one side in to try to pull it out, cut me. Being the genius that I am, I said, well, maybe I'll try the other side. Stuck my finger on the other side, some bitch cut me again. So that one has took a back burner seat for a little bit till I get over the cuts.
It's got to stay in time. I've done that before with products. I put them in timeout because I was mad. And I had so much trouble building them. What was the one that I did most recently? I think the Lucid sat in timeout for a while because I had some problems with mine.
Ooh.
But
I'm curious to see what other people have to say about the Aquitas. I noticed that the Yup RDA got an Instagram post today in regards to the Dead Rabbit and
Saw
how
that.
It's so much alike and this and that. Well, I'm waiting for the one from the Aquitas to get put up right next to the Dead Rabbit too.
Right. I will tell you that the vape off of the Aquitas versus the Dead Rabbit is very different, and the Aquitas for me has better flavor than the Dead Rabbit because the chamber is smaller.
Did it have better flavor than the SQ Dead Rabbit?
See, I never thought, this is controversial, I never thought the SQ had actually that good a flavor.
Shit. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you why.
I didn't get the Aquitas.
The coils in the SQ sit right in the center, and it's super far away from your airflow. And so unless you put like a massive coil in the center, like really wide, I just didn't get like an amazing flavor. I got fine flavor off of it, but it was not like blow my mind kind of flavor.
See. So you guys know my take on the whole VUPU deal. I wish more attention would be given to our fighting Congress. Me and Kenny talked about this via text message. Dude, I was irate over the matter. You know, I'm still anxious to talk to Tony B tomorrow. I think he's going to be a guest on our show, so I'm anxious to talk to him. But they had to know that VUPU was going to release a regulated squonk regardless of what Vandy Vapes did with them. They were going to do that regardless. Everybody in the industry is making one. So why not? Nobody threw a shoe over the fact that the RSQ is also a regulated device. But guess what? It lights up. You can have a disco party with your model. To say that, you know, well, VUPU, Vandy Vapes was copying VUPU with the resin. Dude, the resins look on point. I can't really throw a shoe over that because resin it's like Juno stab wood. Juno's Juno. I mean, it doesn't matter who you buy it from. It all looks the same. It looks like this. So for everybody to go 8 bananas over VUPU and focus so much attention to that, I often feel that the FDA and the powers that be throw up blinders to vapors so it distracts them from the matters at hand. And the hashtag Fuck VUPU movement was a perfect example of that. I'm not saying the government put up the blinders, but ultimately it blinded people from the matters at hand. The only way a lot of people got to know about it was by Kenny's post on Instagram and his marathon of videos addressing the situation and the severity of it and the fact that, hey, Cole Bishop is still alive, guys. We need to make this happen. You know,
Is it too
hard to
little, too late, though? Had we been able to start, if everybody put more attention to that as opposed to the VUPU thing, we may have gotten it through.
And not even just the VUPU thing, but back to like just all the fighting amongst each other. We have to stand together regardless whether you like somebody or don't like somebody. The end goal is to save people's lives. If you really care enough to save somebody's lives, you wouldn't care how much that device looked like another device. at saving somebody's life. If it was more affordable, a little cheaper, so be it. If it's saving somebody's life, great.
Right.
That's the end goal. I think we often lose that. And I can understand from a business perspective, well, they're taking money out of my pocket. We're taking money out of my pocket. Okay, what means more important to you, money or saving somebody's life?
Yeah, and nobody's going to have the opportunity to make money if this industry goes away. So it's got to be...
Bingo, Ringo.
Yeah. They go hand in hand, and yeah, I don't know.
It is kind of interesting. I was just kind of messing around on the electronic cigarette subreddit, you know, for better or for worse. And it seems like the whole fuck Vupu thing is starting to chill out there a little bit. People are like, let's like think about this more objectively. And they like kind of broke down like kind of what was said on both sides and kind of tried to parse out what is probably truth. And I kind of feel like this always happens. Like people go into an outrage after hearing one piece of information, and then when more information comes out, like it just kind of ends up being like less of a big deal.
Well, the questions in which I get to ask Tony tomorrow, he is still going to be a guest on our show, are going to be very interesting questions, and they're going to be honest questions, you know, and it's not that I've taken a side on anything. Right. I am curious. I want to know as a consumer, this, and this, you know, because honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I feel that Tony may have gotten played. That Tony is being used as a pawn between two manufacturers. Mm-hmm. And the deal of, well, Vupu won't release the chips, won't do this, and there's contracts and there's no contracts, makes me sound like, hey, let's buy some time to get our chip and our mod, and then we'll sell it with our chip, and that's more profits to us regardless, because we don't have to outsource the chip.
Right.
I didn't even think about that.
That's just my opinion. I know that a lot of people probably don't agree with my opinion on that matter or think of that way, but guys, it's business. At the end of the day, all business. And I love China because they make products for the entire vape industry, and I've seen people get on there, China's horrible people, screw China, this and that. I stand with Tony B, but fuck China. Well, who do you think Vandy Vape is?
Right.
I mean, seriously. Vandy Vape was started by a guy, designer for Geek Vape. You know, and you look back to when Vandy Vape started before they went after their marketing ploy of teaming up with every big YouTube reviewer on the industry to sell mods that were absolutely, or atomizers that, in my opinion, most of them were junk. Shady business practices. That's shady in itself, you know. 528 Customs, the deal they done with the definitive designs and the TS and DS, that was shady business practices. I didn't see a bunch of people hashtagging F528. You know, I didn't see that going across everywhere.
What happened?
Yeah, do you know exactly what happened?
Okay, Greg Stevens is a very, very, very cool dude. He reached out to me, said, hey, I heard you're getting one of these before they release. Let me tell you everything all the reviewers have missed. This, and this. Okay, great. I asked him, where's the marketing behind this, dude? Like, I've seen the tease on Instagram a little bit, but that's it. Oh, man, it's just kind of last minute deal. We're getting rolled up and firing. No sooner than I get one, 50% off sale. What the hell's the problem? He sends me a message, dude, they're screwing me. I said, what's the problem, bro? He said, man, they're saying they're not going to make anymore. That's a limited edition run. Okay, so they screwed the consumers too, because they didn't tell anybody it was going to be a limited edition run. And the man owes money back to China, King Tut, who manufactures the OG Goon, $140,000, and that guy released his cryptic messages on my page. I went and did my research and finally told him, I was like, look, man, if you're willing to talk about it on camera, cool, we'll talk about it. If not, post your own messages on your own page and leave it at that. But he sent out messages and ended up posting them to the internet publicly, showing that Goon owes him, or 528, not Goon, not Blue Eyed Goon, but 528 Customs owes him $140,000, and they never paid him. They screwed Greg Stevens out by saying, okay, well, these are a limited edition run we're not going to make anymore, and we're not going to offer support or parts for that device that we sold with our name on it anymore. So he went off and said, piss on them. I'm still going to release my mod because it's a great mod. People want it. Let me give them the quality they deserve. And he released it again, and everybody's went bananas over it. I think it's kind of dying down again after the initial release. But they fail to remember that 528 screwed that man out of potential sales. They agreed to make it as long as it was selling and then killed it before it ever sold. Said it was poor sales and this and that. Why did you sell out of them, you know?
Right.
And I don't know. Is it because 528 is an American company? Well, what about the Monster V3? You know, they stole that. That's intellectual property stealing right there. You know, we modified it, made it better. Well, it's still somebody else's design you used, you know? So that's shady business practices that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to bring up because they're scared to step on toes.
Well, and everybody still loves 528 Customs.
I don't. You ain't seen me. I used to love 528. I had everything 528 Customs made, hats, shirts, jackets, whatever the hell they had, I had it.
Well, I mean, I had a comment today that I was reading where it's like, oh man, I really wish that 528 still made this because, man, I really love their mods, or I really love their company. I'd love to have a 528 Customs version of this. It's like,
yeah, at one point I did too, but that died really quick, you know, with shady business practices, you know. I don't go hashtagging all that. I just don't do business with them. I don't wear their products. I don't support their products. Don't even have their products. I don't care. I think I got the DS in green in the Vape Vault, and that was because it was sent to me. It was a gift to me personally from another reviewer when it was the hottest item on the market. So I said, you know what, I'll put that in the Vape Vault, but I won't publicly use it anymore. Right. I can't get parts for it. It's not that I don't like it. I can't buy parts for it. If something happens to it, I can't go get a part for it.
Well, can you, so they're not interchangeable with the new company that's making them?
They are.
Okay.
They are. And I would gladly use Definitive Designs products. Yeah. But I'm not going to use a 528 labeled product. Yeah. I'd much rather just go buy brand new stuff, put that one in the bag.
Hey, you're unmuted, Demo.
What are you doing, Demo?
What?
What are you doing?
Sorry, I thought I muted me. Sorry.
It's all right. I muted him.
Can you kick him too? No.
Should I? That'd be funny.
Sorry about that, guys.
Don't do that. He gives it to us hurt. I have to hear about it all day tomorrow. I like that beard, Demo. I see it coming in rather full, man.
I would respond if Sherlock would stop muting me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Kenny, what's your favorite flavor in the Hometown Hero lineup?
Rice Krispie Treats. I've been vaping it for two years now. Or a year. Yeah, a long fucking time. Yep, that one.
Okay, that one we're going to set to the side. How about you, Bo? What's your favorite?
The Hometown Hero line? Man, I kind of go in between Ambrosia for kind of like a sub-ohm or sub-ohm tank to set up, and Wild Buffalo for like dripping.
Yeah, I fucking love Wild Buffalo too.
Oh, and Witch Doctor. I really love Witch Doctor. I was on Witch Doctor for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the Laser Wolf stuff. Neon's my favorite on that one. Yeah, the peach rings.
Yeah,
that's the only menthol I can do.
I was actually going to take that one to Richard tomorrow because I'm supposed to see him and let him try to see what he thinks about it.
Yeah, it's a very like light, sweet.
Rings.
Yeah.
Peach rings are his favorite.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
And then Leviathan line got me back into fruits.
Which one have you been vaping on that?
The pineapple.
Yeah, same. Pineapple.
And the strawberry
mango. The Leviathan pineapple is really
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Am I the odd man out with the caramels? That's my favorite. I'm telling you, I have damn near killed this bottle.
That's my number 2 in the line.
That's my favorite in the line. The caramel.
Yeah, the caramel, I dig that too. That's really, really good. I'm vaping on the Fathom right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what do y'all want to see come of this whole FDA flavor ban thing? I mean, worst case scenario, best case scenario, what do you think it's going to be?
Worst case scenario is they'll leave tobaccos.
No, I think worst case scenario, they'll literally not allow you to have anything but unflavored e-liquid with plain white label packaging that is all warning labels. I think best case scenario, Gottlieb goes, we heard your comments and we think that they are correct and adults do like these. And then he just leaves it alone.
Unlikely.
Yeah. Realistically,
Unlikely,
though,
yeah.
realistic best case scenario is they get rid of very candy kind of flavors, very anything that would like seriously resemble kind of candy, cotton candy, gummy worms, like all that kind of shit.
And the marketing associated with
And
it.
the marketing associated. Well, I think it's just flavor. I don't think it has anything to do with labeling yet.
I think that's really funny.
I know, right?
So my question is, who does the testing for the flavors to say, oh, this is this? Because I mean, I've been vaping a long damn time, and if you put a piece of tape over a bunch of juices, I can't tell you the damn.
It's the company. The company decides what it's going to be called.
Right. It's funny, like the peach rings, the neon flavor that we have, like if we were forced to, we'd just change it to like, you know, sweet peaches. And like, I guess who are they to say unless they have like a designated flavor tester on the FDA who just vapes juice all day.
Yeah.
I would intentionally send him like some of that, what is it, oyster juice flavor or
Oyster basil, the sweet basil one. Pizza roll.
Some of that shit. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Make some of that. Before you try my lineup, this is my flagship seller right here. This is Fruity Pebbles with marshmallow drizzled caramel on top of it. Have it.
Mushroom oysters, yummy.
Yeah.
Man, if I had a spare $1 million laying around that I could use to submit a PMTA, I would totally submit just the nastiest juice. Just be like, well, here you guys go.
This is what you're in for, and there's 5,000 other juices you got to try behind it, so good luck. It's Russian roulette for you.
It's strange that vapors like this stuff. This is the first of many.
Shit, a kid tries this, he ain't never going to eat one of theirs.
Sushi flavored.
Yeah. Gas station sushi, that's what it ought to be called. Your 7-Eleven special.
That's funny. We were just talking about gas station sushi today.
Don't do it if you've ever thought about doing
Yeah,
it.
never. Even grocery store sushi, I wouldn't do.
It's like tuna fish and stuff like. You don't do anything like that from a gas station. Now you don't do pimento cheese from a gas station. Just don't touch it. Just leave it be.
Hot Cheetos and soda pop. That's about it.
Yeah, I try not to do sandwiches from a gas station either.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a good one and they have like good boar's head deli meat or something. But,
Like a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Buc-ee's is where it's at when it comes to sandwiches for a truck stop. But you're going to pay $9 for that sandwich. So if you can find a restaurant nearby, sit down and have yourself a decent meal.
Right. Are you in Texas, Joel?
Yes, I am. I am Tyler, Texas. I do a lot of work around the Nacogdoches.
You're not that far from us then.
No, not at all, man.
No, we're going to have them come down.
Oh, fuck yeah.
In a heartbeat. Y'all just tell me when, I'll be there.
Cool, man. Yeah. It'd be cool. You get to see the facility and everything, too.
Come raise hell, give everybody a lot of hell over there.
We're going to have
good friend
stand
of
down,
mine
too.
Is not that far from y'all. The guy who created the Bravo, Aaron Hart. He's just right outside of Austin, Texas. Bass Trip, I believe.
Oh, yeah. That's super close, for sure.
I went down there to visit with him a couple weeks back, and he wanted to take me where the Hex Homes are, like their base store and all. And unfortunately, I didn't get to make that trip with him to there because I had to be back for work. But I did go down and visit with him. He's a really, really cool guy. And Kenny, I think you and him would rock together, dude. Y'all love him. Retired Army medic, or I'll say retired. He's no longer in the Army, but he was a medic in the Army. Hence the name Bravo. So really, really down to earth guy. He owns a gun store too. So if you like things that go pow pow, you definitely need to talk to him.
Let's put something together.
In a heartbeat, man. We'll make that happen.
We were talking to Stan about coming down, but we've been
Shit,
busy.
no, we can't use him.
It's only available on weekends.
Yeah.
We'll wave at him. We'll drive by and wave at him while you work.
Cool. Yeah. All right. We'll set something up soon. You got some availability the next couple weeks?
Always, man. I got like 9.5 weeks vacation I got to use. So.
Hell
shoot.
yeah. Burn it up, man.
Tried my very best. I had to forfeit some last year, so I ain't forfeiting any this year.
Yeah. Hell no.
Demo, what are you contemplating over there? You look really mad. How are you building?
He's building. That's what he's doing.
He looks up at me. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Demo, what are you doing?
No flavor.
He's fucking his coils up.
In a nebulizer. Ooh.
We can't hear you, buddy. Unmute yourself.
Running my drill.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna start wrapping up. Joel, thanks so much for being here. Demo, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm here for you, man. I respect your call to arms. You know, rallying the troops. You know, it's a damn shame that we have some people that got hundreds of thousands of people's attention that failed to do so.
Yeah.
And that's when you got to really start questioning who it is you support, who it is you and donate to their Patreons every month and like child support. Like you really still got to start questioning that shit, because if they didn't call and rally your troops up, and not just one video, not two videos, 5 seconds of their time on a video to say, hey, do not forget to contact your congressman. Yeah. Don't say, hey, the link's below, you know, because the only thing they're going to do below is put a comment under 2 cents about something that they really have no sense in putting in 2 cents, because they haven't done their part to contact their legislative, their congressmen, their governors, their senators. I mean, you can't bitch about something that you haven't done your part to ensure that it stays around.
Right.
You would think, right?
And it was also a lot more contentious than I think a lot of people realized. Like, it actually did have a very good chance. There was only a couple people that were holding it up. If those big influencers, those big YouTubers decided to ride the troops, it could have made the difference.
It could have. It probably would have.
It would have, yeah.
They should bear some of that responsibility to know that it didn't. You know, the future, they need to step up and say, hey, you know what? It's my fault. I didn't do my part.
You know, they fought me on it, too. I had one person in particular tell me that, oh, no, it was dead when it still wasn't. And like we were saying earlier, we have people on the ground in Washington, basically in the chamber with these people, and they're fighting with me saying, oh, no, it's dead. And it wasn't at that point. And, yeah, I reached out to everybody and got very little response.
And the sad part is, you see, nothing against Foxwoods. It's a great venue, great event. But that should have been the biggest thing from every live stream at Foxwoods. I don't give a shit about who was on the panel testing juices and so forth. I care about the guy that was standing up and say, hey, contact your senators today, right now. Stop what you're doing. Here's my cell phone. Use it. Contact the congressman right now. Find out who it is you need to get a hold of. You can do that today in this venue right now.
Right.
You know, there needs to be a collective setup at these places where there's a point to where everybody has access to the internet and has access to contact. Don't fill out this piece of paper. No, we're paying for the phone right here for you to contact them. Here's a computer.
That's a
Type
great
in
idea.
information, send it to them. Take a portion of the profits they're making on these booths and fund something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
The simple phone bank. Yeah.
If I had a booth at a show, one of the things that I would consider doing is to set up a, you know, sort of a giveaway, so to speak, where, you know, if you came up to the booth and showed your, you know, your confirmation that you sent this to your representatives, boom, here's a bottle of free juice, or boom, here, you know, whatever, like, you know, something to motivate people, because apparently we need to do that, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What more motivation do you need than to say, hey, all this stuff right here, everything right here would not be available if this don't go around. You know, this whole damn venue would not be here if you do not contact. Stop them at the door. Do not let them into the building until they show confirmation that, hey, yes, we've contacted our people. We do care about this industry. We do want to be here. We're not here just for the free samples and shit. We're actually here because we care about this industry. You know, that would be something. Have all the big names there. Everybody in one venue, one spot. Say, okay, here you are. If you want to come in and visit with these people and meet these people one-on-one, sit down, have lunch, dinner, sign autographs, and all that other good stuff, show us you contacted who you need to contact. Show us you're doing your part. Then we'll let you into the venue. If not, take your money and get on. You know,
right.
Go buy your blue cig at the gas station, or go buy your fix at the gas station.
Right.
You know,
what's the next big conference? Maybe we'll set something up.
Showcase, but Showcase probably won't do that. Showcase would probably kick my ass if I told them that.
What's that, Dallas?
No, it's a Showcase
Atlanta. Yep. There's also ECC Detroit, which I'll be at, and Midwest Vapor Expo, which I will be at too.
Then you're not going to showcase demo.
I might not be.
Well, fine then. I don't see you there anyway.
Where's the one in New York? Or do you know what that one's called?
There's one today somewhere. I don't know what the hell it's
Brooklyn.
called. Brooklyn. You know, Hell Vape is making a killing up there this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the thing that another e-liquid company told us, Emoji e-liquid, when we were at ECC, was like, go to the one in New York, because that's where all the Chinese manufacturers go to. It's like too far of a flight to go to the LA one, so they decided to go to the one in New York instead. Or all the Europeans, too.
I sat back in Texas and waited for a few companies that I knew ahead. I didn't go to ECC. I knew that the people that make the moves happen with these companies were going to ECC. On their way back through Texas is where I caught them at. I caught them on their home trip, you know, to forget all that flashy light stuff you've seen at ECC. Let's sit down and let's talk business. Let's talk, you know, beans and rice right here. And if you don't know, Chinese people love barbecue. I will attest to that because I took them to barbecue like 5 times that week. So
That's awesome.
Guys, thank you for what you do.
Yeah,
I really mean that. Nobody ever tells you guys thank you. Thank you for one, taking care of the veterans first and foremost. If it all stopped tomorrow, what you've done for them is already set in stone. You know, that can't ever be taken away.
Thank you.
The good conscience of knowing that you have a solid business practice, that needs to be commended. And hometown hero, I don't know if they're on the golden list yet or not, but they will be tomorrow, whether Stan likes it or not. And the golden list is something we put together showcasing responsible businesses, companies that care about the industry, good marketing, good affordable quality products. And let's not gather the bad guys and put them in a place for everybody to go find them. Let's gather the good guys and put them on the list for people to go find them. And y'all will be on the list tomorrow, I guarantee you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Where can we find that list?
It is on, do you know, you working on that? Stan's working on it. One of them two's working on it. If they ain't working on it, I'll get it out. I know it's been in lingo as to where we're posting it, but we're going to make that public to everybody. Not just Vapes too. I'll post it everywhere I can. It'll be on my Facebook account too, and I will send it to y'all.
Make sure I get a link.
I'm making a Google Doc for it, so that way we have an actual doc that we can have like a centralized list on.
Gotcha. Yeah, just make sure I get a list. I'll post it up.
Good
Cool.
Deal. Good deal. Anybody viewing, man, I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, go sub to my channel, go watch my channel. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Just do your part, do the right thing when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's opening a door, pulling up a chair, or helping somebody change a tire on the side of the road. Do the right thing. That's all you got to do. And you've done enough for me that way.
Post your channel so we can go take a look, though.
If you want to, it'll be here. If not, hey, I'm cool. You're not hurting my feelings. Not one bit.
DMO, post yours too before we.
No, don't post demos. Don't post demos. James Franklin. I like that guy. He's funny as shit.
What's up, James? James is the guy we met at ECC.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Our buddy.
I like old James.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, y'all be blessed.
Right.
If you need anything, holler.